You go through life thinking the world rewards good people, that if you're fair and work hard, you'll be recognized. But then you look around. You've seen it, right? The loyal people get taken for a ride, the honest ones get steamrolled, and somehow others just float to the top. It's maddening. It feels like you're playing a game, but no one ever gave you the rulebook.
And that's the question that just eats at you, doesn't it? Why do people who seem less talented, maybe even less ethical, why do they always seem to be a step ahead? You start to think the world is rigged. And, well, in a way, you're not wrong.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Here's the core truth. The world doesn't run on fairness. It runs on a hidden set of rules about control, about perception. It's a system. And the good news is, like any system, you can learn the rules. This isn't about becoming a bad person. It's about seeing the world for what it really is, so you can't be played by it anymore.
The thing is, most of us are just pawns in this huge, complicated game we don't even know is happening. We're busy following the official rules. Be good, be honest, work hard, while the people who really succeed have mastered the unwritten ones. They're not just playing the game, they're shaping it.
And that right there is the key. Power is a skill. It's a craft that you can actually study and get good at. Think of this as the manual they never wanted you to have. Because once you understand these laws, you stop being a pawn on the board and you start becoming a player.
So, let's start with part 1, the absolute foundation of power. Before you can even think about controlling the game, you have to control how people see you. This is all about mastering your image, the subtle art of perception and reputation.
Just take a look at the story of Steve Jobs. His early days are a perfect, and I mean perfect, lesson in Law 1, never outshine the master. As a young visionary, he was an absolute genius, but his brilliance made his superiors feel threatened. And what happened? He got kicked out of his own company. But when he came back years later, he was a different man. He was quiet, calculated. He'd learned that raw talent isn't enough. You have to play the game.
And that just nails it, doesn't it? The goal isn't just to get applause for being the smartest person in the room today. The real goal is to survive long enough to be the one running the room tomorrow. Being subtle is so much more powerful than being loud.
All right, now let's talk about Law 5, because this is huge. Your reputation isn't just some fluffy, nice-to-have thing. It's your armor. It's the story people tell about you before you even open your mouth. And if you let it get damaged, they will use it to take you down. You have to guard it with your life.
This leads us right to Law 4. Always say less than necessary. I mean, think about it. Most people just talk and talk to fill the silence, to feel important. But the truly powerful, they use silence like a weapon. It makes other people uncomfortable. It makes them spill their secrets. And it makes every word you do say land with incredible weight. Silence isn't weakness, it's pure control.
Okay, so once you've got your image under control, the whole game changes. We're moving from defense to offense now. It's not just about surviving anymore. It's about bending the game to your advantage. This table breaks it down so clearly. The fool's approach? They try to win an argument with words. The master? Nope. They win with actions you just can't argue with. The fool begs for help by appealing to mercy. The master gets help by appealing to the other person's self-interest. And honesty? The fool thinks you should use it all the time. The master knows it's a powerful tool you use selectively to disarm people.
Now check this out. Law 7. Get others to do the work, but always take the credit. Thomas Edison is the perfect example. He didn't work in a lab alone. He was a genius at directing the work of others and, crucially, at controlling the story. He got the credit. Real power isn't about doing the most work, it's about claiming the final prize.
And here we get to the really brutal side of things with Law 15, crush your enemy totally. Showing half mercy is like slow-motion suicide. Seriously, history is just littered with stories of people who spared a rival only to be destroyed by them later. When you have to strike, you have to end the threat for good, because if you don't, it will come back to finish you.
So this brings us to the final part, the most advanced level of power. We're moving beyond controlling other people, beyond controlling the board. Now, we turn inward to master the one thing that gives you ultimate control, yourself, your mind, your emotions, your very identity.
This is the pinnacle. Law 48. Assume formlessness. What on earth does that mean? Well, think about it. If you have a fixed shape, a predictable personality, a strategy everyone knows, people can attack you. But if you're formless, you're like water. You're fluid, you're adaptive, you're impossible to get a handle on. You become unpredictable, which means you become uncontrollable.
What a powerful idea. Water can be a gentle stream, or it can be a tsunami that crushes everything in its path. It has no ego. It just adapts to overcome whatever's in front of it. Mastering power means becoming like water, being fire when they expect ice, being silent when they expect you to scream.
And that's the bottom line right there. Your mystery becomes your greatest shield. When nobody can figure you out, when they can't predict your next move, they're paralyzed. All their plans against you become totally useless.
This connects perfectly to Law 25. You know, most of us are taught to go find ourselves, but the powerful understand something different. They don't find themselves, they create themselves. Your identity isn't fixed. It's a tool, something you can design and redesign to fit the stage you're on.
Okay, let's bring it all home. After all of these laws about the world and other people, we find out that the final law, the real source of all power, wasn't out there at all. It was inside you the whole time.
This is so important to understand. These laws are not a checklist for how to be a terrible person. They are mirrors. They reflect the hard, sometimes dark truths about human nature, in other people and, yeah, in ourselves too. They're a tool for understanding the world, for looking at yourself, and ultimately, for mastering yourself.
And that is the ultimate takeaway. Controlling other people, it's a fragile kind of power. But mastering your own impulses, your own ego, your own emotions, that's real, lasting power. That's what makes you truly untouchable.
Just by understanding these unwritten rules, your whole position has changed. You can't unsee how the game is played now. You're not just a pawn anymore, just reacting to what happens. You're the strategist, the one quietly watching the board.
The game is laid out in front of you. The weak react, the strong wait, but the wise observe. And from this new place of understanding, from this silence, what's your next move?